Now, for me, the hardest all around, and this includes physical on your body, learning the skills, and stuff like that, is hockey. And like I said, everything else is no order, but hockey is hands down, for me, the most skilled, hardest sport to learn. Because first off, before you can play, you got to learn how to skate forward. Then learn how to skate backwards. Then learn how to stick handle. Learn how to shoot. Then put all the equipment on and learn how to do it all again with equipment on, which is 10 times harder. Then learn all the rules. And then learn how not to get yourself killed by skating with your head down and stick handling and all this other stuff. And how to hit and all this other. So for me, and I'm not just saying this because I know this is what people always throw at me is because you played hockey. No, I thought this before I even really played hockey like that. And I will say this, and I've had this argument with other hockey players that don't agree with me. But this is my opinion. This is how I feel. And to me, hockey, all around, physical, skill-wise, and everything, is one of the most difficult sports to do because you have to do so much and learn so much. Even before you can try to get on the ice and play a game, there's so much you have to learn to play to do so that you don't get hurt or get someone else hurt. So in my opinion, hockey, hands down, is the toughest all-around sport. Will, what's your opinion?
You brought up a lot of good points. I was listening to you. I actually could say I was listening to you. But for you to, football, like you said, depends on what position you do. And I do have a learning disability.
Oh, so do I.
The football was one sport I really had trouble with. It was learning the gaps and the holes. And when you're in the huddle, the quarterback tells you what play. And when I was in, he actually had to give me codes so I understood. And it was kind of cool that they worked with me to understand that. But it still requires a set of skills to be trained and to learn on it. Mm-hmm. Linemen are the same way because you got to know which way you're going, especially just because you're big and you work out in the weight room. There's still a skill on how to not get caught holding when you're trying to get the person back to protect the quarterback if you're a lineman. Defense is pretty much where it really doesn't take much because as a lineman, which I played as a nose tackle, I'm proud to say I was one of the smallest nose tackles, and therefore I'm in the dirt, in the pile, ready to get piled on. Yeah, it's just getting back there and cause as much havoc as you can to get to the guy carrying the ball.
Yeah, and like I said, I wasn't trying to disrespect football players because I was running back, I was a lineman and everything, so I understand all that. But it's easier to play football compared to hockey. It was my whole meaning of that. Like I said, I wasn't trying to diss the other sports or anything like that. It's just, in my opinion, before you can even get on the football, you can kind of walk on and start trying to play. Yeah. Hockey, you can't. No. You can't. And that was my point of what I was saying, of hockey, you can football, you can kind of be like, oh, I can walk on, and is what I meant is that you can kind of walk on and start learning how to play. Where hockey, you cannot. You cannot.
Unless you're running around with, you're not having skates on, you're not having anything on your feet. Pretty much anything on your feet.
Playing deck hockey.
But if you're talking about ice hockey, yeah, because not many people know how to ice skate, let alone the coordination to move forward and backwards, sometimes sideways. On ice skates. I didn't think I knew how to ice skate, but luckily I grew up rollerblading. Of course, roller skating, then rollerblading. And once I put ice on, to me, it was similar to rollerblading, except I'm on ice.
As long as you didn't have the figure skate ice skating, yes, it was almost exactly the same thing. Rollerblades to ice skates were the same thing. As long as you didn't have the figure skates, because the figure skates, your ankles went, yeah, because they had no support whatsoever. But if you had regular ice skates, like the hockey skates and stuff, Yeah, rollerblade and hockey and ice skating were pretty much the same.
Thank you, Iceworks. Okay, I get what you were saying.
Yeah, like I said, I was just saying like the most like basketball you can walk onto the court and start playing pretty easily.
Right.
You know what I mean? Soccer, you can go onto the field and kind of start picking up the game pretty easily, like the basic stuff to get started. That's all I was saying was hockey.